France, once a shining star of the economy, known for its robust industries and vibrant markets, is now sailing in rough waters, facing challenges that threaten its economic stability. The country is dealing with a bunch of money problems that are making people worry about the future. From rising living costs to stagnant wages, the financial strain is palpable. High unemployment and a growing debt are the biggest signs that something's wrong. These issues are not just numbers on a chart, they represent real struggles for many families. These problems are all connected and could hurt France's economy and how well people get along. The social fabric is under strain as economic pressures mount. Even though things are getting a little better, unemployment is still high. The job market shows signs of life, but recovery is slow and uneven. France owes a lot of money because the government has spent a lot on programs for its people, and recent problems haven't helped. Public services are feeling the pinch as budgets tighten. This makes people wonder if France can keep doing things the way it has been. The uncertainty is palpable, and debates rage on about the best path forward. It looks like the economy might slow down, which makes people question if France can stay a powerful player in the world. The global stage is watching closely. The French government is trying to fix these problems, but it's been slow going and not everyone agrees with what they're doing. Policy changes are met with resistance and protests. It's not clear what will happen next, but France needs to do something big, and everyone needs to work together to solve these tough problems. Unity and collaboration are more important than ever. Can France find its way back to a strong economy? The future holds many questions, but also the potential for a brighter tomorrow. Not having enough jobs has been a big worry for France for many years now. At the end of 2024, 7.3% of people didn't have a job, which is a significant number. This is better than people thought it would be, but it's still a big problem that affects many lives. COVID-19 really hurt the French economy, causing widespread disruption. Lots of people lost their jobs and businesses closed, leading to a surge in unemployment. Some businesses are doing better now, but others are still having a hard time recovering. The pandemic made problems that were already there even worse, deepening the economic crisis. Strict rules about jobs, high costs for employers, and workers not having the right skills for the jobs that are available have made it hard for people to find work, especially for a long time. Young people are having a particularly tough time finding jobs and aren't sure what the future holds for them. The government has tried to make it easier for businesses to hire people, but not everyone likes these changes or thinks they are effective. Some people think these changes are bad for workers and make the difference between rich and poor even bigger, increasing social tension. France needs to figure out how to help workers and also make it easier for businesses to do well, striking a balance between economic growth and social welfare. France owes a lot of money, and this debt has been growing steadily over the years, compared to how much its economy produces. The ratio of debt to GDP is a critical indicator of economic health. This is a big red flag signaling potential financial instability. Experts think this number will reach a whopping 115% in 2025, which is alarming. That puts France among the countries that owe the most money in Europe, a concerning position. This huge debt is because the government has spent more money than it has brought in for years, leading to a significant budget deficit. France helps its people a lot, which is good, but it costs a lot of money. Social welfare programs are expensive and add to the financial burden. COVID-19 made the debt even worse, as the pandemic required emergency spending. The government spent a ton of money to help businesses and workers during the pandemic, providing essential support. This was important, but it added to the debt, making the financial situation more precarious. Because prices are going up around the world, it costs France more to borrow money, which makes its debt even harder to pay back. Rising interest rates add to the challenge. This could hurt France's economy in the long run, potentially leading to slower growth and higher unemployment. When a country owes a lot of money, it can be harder to borrow more, and that can make it hard for businesses to grow. This financial strain affects everyone. The French government has a tough job ahead. It needs to spend less money and make changes to how it handles money to make sure things are okay in the future. Economic reforms are essential to stabilize the situation. Inflation, which is when prices go up, is a problem everywhere, including France. Even though inflation isn't as high as it was in 2023 when it was 6.8%, it's still higher than the 2% that the European Central Bank wants. In 2024, inflation was 4.5%, which is still hard on families. A few things have caused prices to go up in France. COVID-19 and problems between countries made it harder to get things, which made prices go up. Also, the war in Ukraine made energy prices go way up. Inflation makes it harder for people to buy things they need, like food and gas. This can make people angry and cause problems. The French government has tried to help, like giving retirees more money and making gas cheaper, but these are just temporary fixes and don't solve the real problems. To stop prices from going up so fast, the European Central Bank is making it more expensive to borrow money. This can help with inflation, but it also makes things harder for businesses and regular people. Higher interest rates mean businesses have to pay more to borrow money, which makes it harder for them to grow and create jobs. Regular people also have to pay more for things like houses and cars, because loans are more expensive. This also makes France's debt problem worse. When interest rates are high, it costs more to pay back the money France has borrowed. This leaves the government with less money to spend on important things. France has other long-term problems too. More people are getting older and retiring, and fewer people are working. This makes it harder to pay for things like retirement and healthcare. When there are more retired people and fewer working people, the working people have to pay more. France also has a problem with productivity. This means workers aren't making as much stuff as they could be. This is partly because there isn't enough focus on education and job training, and it's hard for companies to hire and fire people. Another problem is that fewer people are working, especially older people. Lots of older people are retiring early, which means there are even fewer people working and paying into the system. To fix these problems, France needs to make big changes to retirement, jobs, and education. France is at a crossroads. The country faces a lot of economic challenges that could hurt its future. High unemployment, a big debt, rising prices, and other problems mean France needs to do something. The government has tried some things, but it hasn't been enough, and not everyone agrees with what they've done. Changes to job rules have been small. The government hasn't done enough to lower its debt. Fixing France's economy will take a big effort. France needs to make it easier for businesses to grow, encourage investment, and make it easier for companies to hire and fire people. It also needs to get its debt under control. France's future is uncertain. The country needs to make tough decisions, politicians need to be brave, and everyone needs to work together. If France doesn't do something big, its economy could get stuck, and people could get upset. For more data-driven insights and global market breakdowns, subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay informed, stay ahead. This is Economics FX, where clarity meets strategy. Until next time, trade smart.